Hello everybody, Scrapper on page 11 here, and today we are doing a review on the new Cobi Panzer IV. This video will be going over all three variants of the Panzer IV that comes in the new set. And I'll be comparing this to the Panzer IV with the new track system. Oh yes. Okay, minifigures aside, let's do the comparison. So you have new Panzer IV, and then you have the Panzer IV. The only reason I'm using the Panzer IV is because I don't have the old version of the Panzer IV and it uses the same thing. So in the new Panzer IV, you have a new drive wheel. Than the old drive wheel, you have the narrower tracks, which work smoother than the old clinky tracks. If you turn both around, you have the new idler wheel, and then compared to the old idler wheel. And the new Panzer IV can be a lot narrower than the old Panzer IV. This is fat, narrow, like it should be. Other than that, they're pretty much the same, just the newer one has newer pieces, the older one has older pieces. So let's get this fat boy out. And let's focus on the Panzer IV. Okay, let's start with the minifigures. Let's move the tank out of the way. So we have the minifigures in the set. If we bring them closer, we have a German infantryman with a Mauser 98K and some binoculars. There's some good torso clothing, and there's no back closing, and the helmet looks nice, and the gun is very detailed. Then we have the tank commander with an MP40, and again, the torso is very nice, the gun is very detailed, and there is no back prints. Okay, so let's get on to the first variant we have, and the first variant we have is the F1 model, which was a very early model used by the Wehrmacht when invading Poland, Czechoslovakia, Austria, France, and all the Low Countries, including Norway and Denmark. So the first Panzer IV was designed for a heavy support vehicle and was used to support the infantry, and the smaller Panzer IIIs, the Panzer IIIs were chosen for the attack role, and the Panzer IV was just chosen for the infantry role. That is noticeable by the low caliber 75mm gun. Okay, so the actual model is very compact and it looks very scaled. It has the narrower body, which is more accurate than the wider body, and then the new track runs really smooth. It runs way smoother than the old ones. No clinking, no getting stuck, or no jamming. The all-around detail is amazing. Like, there's so much prints, like the driver's viewport, and the Wehrmacht and Instakas, and Wehrmacht and Instakas, and numbers and hatches. There are two machine guns that come on the F1 model. There's one here, and then you have the 75mm cannon that goes here. The turret turns 360 degrees. You have the exhaust, some extra detailing, and an aerial wire. Then you have spare wheels and very nice wheels at the bottom. In the turret, you have some angular detailing like the Panzer IV has. You have the cupola up top with the flappy hatches. And then at the bottom here in the middle, there's this hatch here, and you can try and fit a minifig in there, even though it's a little challenging. So yeah. Okay, now we have the G model. The G model is very different than the F1 model that we reviewed earlier, and now I'm going to tell you how. The Panzer IV G was used extensively during the North Africa campaign by Rommel and the Afrika Korps. Now, this tank was replacing the obsolete Panzer IIIs, which were being used in North Africa at the time. This tank had thicker armor, a longer barrel, so it could shoot further and play the anti-tank role, and a machine gun for the commander, so he can start killing and not yelling at his crew. Probably an angry German. No offense to any, Germans. Please don't hold this against me. Anyways, let's get on to the model. The main chassis, the bottom part is the same. All the differences are in the turret. So this version has the longer gun, which you can see. Instead of the short little stubby infantry support gun, there's a muzzle brake, the Cobi muzzle brake on the end of the gun. And then you replace the flat wedge piece with the wedge piece with the hole, and has the stick go up with the machine gun attached to it. That is really all. Now we have the H model. The H model sported a longer gun, again, some thicker armor, again, and some side skirts, along with wider tracks, and more modifications to survive the Soviet winter. Now, I just want to mention that the Germans did get tired of modifying the Panzer IV, and they just built like a tiger. Yeah. That's all good, but we won't talk about that until another video. Okay, again, Panzer IV model. The bottom is the same, and it's all in the turret. So the main big difference is that this side skirt around the turret has been added, and the gun is longer. The rooftop machine gun stays the same, but mainly this is the main difference. The side skirt, which is made by using hinge pieces that goes all the way around and attaches to the front of the turret. There's a new print, which is a printed hinged piece, with 634. That's the new number of the H model instead of the 2, which is in there, of the F1 and G models. There are prints of the Wehrmacht and Insignia on the side skirt too. And that's really all. I recommend this model for all purposes you could possibly think of. It's good for a good showcase model because of all the good details and the camouflage scheme. I recommend it for play because of the new track system, which makes it really, really easy to move. And sometimes it sounds actually like a tank. And I think that would be really entertaining for some people to just move back and forth. And then you can just put it in a model or a mock and it'll still look good. I know this is probably like a strange end note, but still I'm gonna do it. Want to see more Cobi and Lego videos? Then remember to like and subscribe and click that bell. Also, the reason why I have Jeffrey here, our 2-stud tall Lego person, is because you're probably going to be seeing more of him and his kind in a future video. Bye!